Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. Today, we're going to talk about this one, global goal number 4, quality education. And my name is Clara Halvorsen. I'm live here from Copenhagen, Denmark. And we're running a series of trainings called the world's biggest to-do list. So, back to global goal number 4, quality education. This goal is about making quality education accessible for all children worldwide. Being able to go to school provides a good introduction to society for children and increases the chances of employment and a stable income later in life. Furthermore, a quality education makes it possible for individuals to understand the challenges that society face, know how to act upon them, and how they can play a role in solving them and thus improve the quality of their own lives. The fight for equality education and for quality education consists of two different tasks. First, it's important to make schools accessible for all children regardless of social class and regardless of their financial situation. It's simply about making sure that all kids all around the world can go to school and can learn something. This is a way to do this is to make primary and secondary schools free of charge and to secure quality education all around. Furthermore, and that's the second part of the goal, this is about uh, ensuring high quality education when the kids are in school. So it's not just about getting all the kids to enter school, it's also to make sure that when they're in school, they learn how to read, how to write, how to calculate, and so on. And furthermore, this goal also focuses on sustainability, like all of the global goals, because an important part of quality education goal is also to teach kids about sustainability, about the global goals, and how to make sure that we do no harm. When you look at how things are going with this goal, things are improving. In 1970, 75% of the world's population completed primary school, and today that number is 90%. Earlier, it was often the primary boys who had the access to education, and now it's both an equal number of boys and girls who are actually starting in primary school. And when you look at the second part of the goal, the quality education, do kids learn to read, to write, to calculate when they're in school? Then you can look at literacy. And in 1990, 83% of kids between 15 and 24 could read and write. And in 2010, this number was 19. So actually, things are getting better, but as you see, there's still quite a long way to go. We still need to get the last 10% into school. We have to make sure that literacy in 2030 and hopefully before reaches a level of 100%. So when you look into the targets of what we have to do if we have to make sure that this goal is a reality in 2030, then first of all, target number 4.1, it's free primary and secondary education. And this is key. And I think all the global goals are very important, but getting everyone a free primary and a free secondary education is key, because education is key if you want to change your life, if you want to get employment, if you want to improve your chances in life. Then the second target, target 4.2, is about equal access to quality pre-primary education. Everyone, not depending on your gender, not depending on your social class, have access to go to school. And this is, of course, closely interlinked to this goal number, I have to hold it so the camera can see it, to reduce inequalities, that there's an equality when we're discussing education as well. Then target 4.3 is about equal access to affordable technical, vocational, and higher education. Looking at goal 4, we have to increase the number of people with relevant skills for financial success to make sure that young people have the skills that can make them earn an income and earn a living. Then goal 4, 5, and this is all of them, or targets 4, 5 is important, but it's about eliminate all discrimination in education. It's again making sure that no matter where you're born, no matter what your economic status might be, and no matter what gender you have no discrimination in whether or not you can go to school. And this is so important that this goal is actually also very right-based. It's about the right to go to school, to get an education, to improve your chances in life. Then target 4, 6 is about universal literacy and numeracy. That's the quality. Now this is in Danish, but that's the quality part in the quality education goal, that you actually learn something when you're in school. It's not, as I said, it's about getting everyone to enter school. It's actually also about making sure that you learn something when you're in school. It's a high quality education, and this is all around the world. So how do we reach that? What is the means of implementation? Well, target 4, 7, and this is also quite important when we discuss sustainability. It's about making sure that kids get education in sustainable development and in global citizenship. And it's about this, it's about all of these, that when you go to school, you meet the global goals, you learn about them, you learn that we are all in this together, and this is the world's most important plan, and that you know what the goals are and how to act upon them, and you know about sustainability, that we have to do no harm to nature, that we have to make sure that we take care of what we buy, how we use it, how we recycle, how we take care of environment, nature, the waters, everything. And if you learn about global citizens, that we are all connected all around the world, and we have responsibility to make sure everyone have the possibilities to live a decent life, and that we are all connected and all have to work together. Then target number 4, 8 is about building and operating inclusive and safe school, making sure that the safe learning environment, that there's facilities for every kid to go to school, that disabled can enter the schools, that everyone else can enter the schools. Then it's target 4B is about expanding higher education scholarship for developing countries, making sure that even more people get an education. And then 4C is about increasing the supply of qualified teachers in developing countries. And this is also about the quality part in the quality education, to make sure that the teachers teaching are actually qualified, that they have the relevant knowledge to teach. Then, of course, this session is called the world's biggest to-do list, and it's because it's about doing something. Hopefully now you got some knowledge about this goal, why it's important, what it's all about. And now we're going to look at what people all around the world are doing in order to make this goal a reality. And the first stop is in Nepal, where the illiteracy is quite high, and in some schools the level of education is quite poor, and some kids are not able to get help from home to read and write. They cannot get help with homework. And what an initiative, a great initiative done there, is to offering supplementary teaching after regular school hours to the weakest pupils. So using young Nepalese with a high level of literacy to teach the kids how to read, how to write, and this initiative actually helped the children to read 5 times faster than before. And I think we're also going to talk about the concrete actions that you can do later, but I think this is a really good example of education and quality education not being something only within school, but also preschool activities can serve as a way to improve the educational system, to improve the chances of quality education. Then we're staying in school, or to say, I'm looking at an initiative in Mumbai, India, when all school bus takes children out of the slum. Problem is that a lot of kids there cannot attend a regular slum, and some strong volunteers have chosen to do something about that, and they rebuilt an old school bus as an alternative classroom for children who do not attend regular school. And then each day, this bus stops in 4 different areas of the city, and they strive to teach children to read and to write, and how to have some basic knowledges about how to act. And hopefully, this initiative can keep them out of child labor. I think this is also a great story of how some strong volunteers is actually helping to improve the quality education and improve the education measures all around the world. And of course, this is a football clubhouse, and we're also going to talk about one of the teams that have played and that have played for quality education. And the team of today is Team Girl Be Heard that played for quality education in New York. And what they do is that they run teaching classes. They run educational trainings in how to stand up, to use your word, how to express yourself through theater. And they do so because they want to give every girl a chance in her own life to change her own life so she can change the life of girls everywhere. And they envision a world where every girl is valued and encouraged to be a leader and a change maker. So they run this session in order to give the young girls the tools to express themselves, how to open up and start a dialogue about the issues affecting the local communities, and building their self-esteem and growing the individual talents. And I think this is a very strong initiative that we should all be inspired by, but also I think this is a strong measure of how education is not just something that's going on in school, but it's also a lot of different initiatives all around the world. Time is running and we have to end today's session, but as always, we are ending by going through the world's biggest to-do list. What you out there can do in order to make sure that this goal is actually met, and that we together are working to make sure that there's quality education all around the world in 2030. And I put the to-do list up here, but the first challenge of today is to take advantage of the learning opportunities you have. You yourself also have a responsibility to get quality education, to seek education, to improve your knowledge, to get better. I think it's healthy for everyone to learn a new thing every day. Grab all the opportunities you have to make sure you get the best possible education. Then you can enhance the learning environments at the local schools. What can you do in order to create a better learning environment? What do you think it takes? Figure that out, and then go to take the initiative. And you can volunteer. You can volunteer as a teacher. Of course, now we're in a special situation. The schools might be closed. Where you are in Denmark, primary education just opened up for the last classes yesterday. So volunteering is not as easy as it could be, but maybe you can do as I do right here. Do some online classes. Maybe you are brilliant at speaking Spanish. Maybe you know a lot about climate action. Maybe you're great at teaching mathematics. Can you do some online sessions that kids all around the world can use and can learn from? And hopefully when the borders open up again and when the countries open up a little more, maybe you could volunteer in a teaching initiative, doing after school teaching, helping the most vulnerable kids with their homework, kids who do not have the chance of getting help at home, or travel out and teach, use the skills you have yourself. And then the last point, it's about raising awareness. It's awareness about equal education. We still not have equality in education. There's still way too many kids who are out of school. There's still way too many who don't get an education, and education is key if you want to change your life. So I want all of you, and I need all of us to speak up as a community and speak up about the right to education and how important it is that all of us get an education. That was all for today and for the world's biggest to-do list. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you'll learn something. I hope you will go out, take a ball, and take action. I'm back here from Copenhagen, Denmark at 1 p.m. local time tomorrow, where we're going to talk about this one, gender equality. I'm looking much forward, and I hope you do so. Have a wonderful day. Bye.